nathi intro nyana asikangeni lapho. We're just checking if everything yonke sharp. Boom. Yeah. Control 1. Control 1. No, control 1. We need a new producer. No, control plus 1.
Oh, it's ever control TV.
Sanbonani emakhaya.
Hello. Well, Happy New Year.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome to Photo It's Bits. We were just sitting here thinking we haven't spoken to you guys this year. So we decided, come on, it doesn't take much. It's only 3 hours to connect all this stuff to talk to you guys.
Just
3 hours. Anyway, we just wanted to come by and say hello to you guys and just chat. With me, I'm not alone. We've got a few people missing as usual. If it's not Buddha, it's Tabang. Today it's both of them. But next to me, next to me we've got our my main co-host. And Mr. Mav Inc.
Sanbonani Emakaya. Hey, it's good to be here and we're excited. We're excited for E2020 and we hope you join us for the journey this year because it's gonna be very interesting.
Oh, is that all in Japan?
They must watch this space. Watch this space.
Okay, so we are going. Today, Binjo in front. We call the camera yonke.
Happy everybody. We made it alive. If you're watching this, definitely okay, Evalon. Thank you for joining us. This is Photography in its Bits 2020 year of the legend, baby. We are about to rock the space, right? Look at this. Everybody's got a different uniform.
Mine is on the heart.
I'm an administrator.
Exactly. Guys, this t-shirt used to be brown.
Anyway, guys, that is the team. Binjo at Big Ben _Binjo.
Big Ben _Binjo.
Wait. I think I can.
Let me see if Sagbona
Binjo. Okay, there we go. Binjo.
Binjo
is the Instagram. What have you been doing? There's a few photos that we haven't seen the last time. What were you doing? What have you done in 2019?
I took my gun and I went shooting.
Yeah.
I was hunting. I've been playing with new stuff.
Okay. Well, like what new stuff?
Watch this face.
We wanna know.
We're gonna be doing.
We wanna shoot like Binjo or better than him.
I wish, bro. I wish I could shoot better than you guys. But I've got some projects that I've planned for this year. That you guys are. They're gonna help. In Kani. I just those two projects that we planned. Gonna shoot coming up very soon with. Former Miss South Africa contestant.
Drop names.
Contestant.
A few things coming up this year. Hopefully, this is a breakthrough year. All right, no, that's cool. No, I'm liking what I see on Instagram, which was I'm liking on for some reason. Anyway, jumping on to Mav, you also have new stuff that I didn't see from the last time.
Hey, yeah, no. I've been shooting I've been shooting.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been forcing him to shoot.
I've been shooting. That's why I'm saying watch the space. I have a few projects lined up that I'm going to be shooting this year. I've already started shooting, so it's now more releasing the content, and we're also going to be having a few workshops coming up. So the focus this year is getting you to shoot with us, you know, to just transfer what we know. We don't know it all, but let's figure it out, you know. So we're gonna have quite a few workshops. Beginning this year, I shot Emos, which was very nice. I shot with a model called Angelique,
Angelina Jolie,
which was a
Angelina Jolie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it was an interesting, because she couldn't even speak a word of English.
You know, it's funny. I told these guys last year that I shot with the same model. You know what? It was it was me and our former photographer, Mr. Lungile Machila. We organized and hooked up with this lady, and she's a model in Mozambique. And the interesting thing, she doesn't know how to speak English, and she only speaks Portuguese, and we don't know how to speak Portuguese, only our native tongue and English. So it was quite interesting communicating with her. So what was challenging? What did you find nice and challenging about the shooting somebody who doesn't speak your language?
Because now you used to posing and communicating with the model, and usually English is like the medium of
one of those images that you sent to me that maybe they can see. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can hook it up here.
Okay.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah,
on,
but it was just interesting to actually just shoot Nomuntu who cannot speak English, because now usually you have to say chin up, you need to move your hand here, can I get you to turn that way, and now communicating was a bit of a difficulty.
can I ask a question?
What?
Couldn't she speak English or we couldn't speak Portuguese?
We couldn't
It's
speak.
both.
We couldn't
We were in
speak
a
Portuguese.
country, we were
But-
supposed
but-
to learn a language, right?
But to tell
Okay, so we couldn't speak Portuguese.
We were foreigners.
It's our fault.
We were foreigners.
Yeah, but it was quite interesting. But we got through the shoot well, and all went well. And then after that, we did also Swaziland, where we went to also go shoot there for the day, basically on our way back with Thinkerman and a few of the models that he had came with at this beautiful location called the Sibebe Resort. And I also got shoot Tondani, a very good makeup artist. That I think pictures we were showing there actually she did the makeup, but it was also interesting. So I have quite a few shoots lined up and a few projects that I'm working on. So this year it's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so this year is the year we get rich.
It's for my Canon R. It's for my Canon R.
R or RS?
Canon.
RS. I don't have a
As long as it
computer.
doesn't have
I
a
don't have a
mirror.
computer to edit RS files.
As long as it doesn't have a mirror.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of which, okay. Well, interesting project. Speaking about R and RS and the computers, CES was I think 2 weeks ago a Consumer Electronics Show, and I think 2 cameras were announced. Was it 2 cameras or well, it's 2 cameras, but we're only looking at the one, which is the Nikon D780. I'm not gonna even touch on the 1DX Mark III because I mean, you know, I might as well buy this car. I might as well buy this car.
There's a car you
100K.
win, you might sell that car and buy yourself with it. Yeah.
It's 100K.
So, what do you think? I mean, we're still seeing the likes of Nikon and Canon still releasing DSLRs. Where are we in this time? I mean, let's talk mirrorless versus DSLR and the hybrids and the likes.
I think that the main thing is that the world is moving to mirrorless.
But wait, at sound, feedback. Can you check something there?
DJ, sound got an echo. Just close all.
In the meantime,
inputs.
we're trying to fix it.
Okay.
We are still live.
Just mute all the inputs and leave the mic on.
Guys, photography in its bed has different colors.
Okay,
We
it's
even
only-
have shots.
How's the sound, guys? Do you still hear the feedback?
Yeah, please comment and
please
just
comment.
let us know if the sound still has feedback.
All the inputs are muted. Is it maybe this? Also, this one is muted. So we shouldn't be getting honestly feedback.
And then on the NDI source, also mute this one. Mute
On the
this one.
NDI.
It's just check sound for us and just let us know.
Okay, because
the sound comes out when you display the computer, so it was the NDI.
Oh, so NDI was okay. No, sorry about that.
So
but
we
fixed.
Thanks,
okay now.
thanks, DJ.
Alright, thank
it should be fixed now.
That's why you're
Right.
But as I was saying, I think the world is going mirrorless, so we have to adapt. You know, when film moved to digital, nobody wanted to move to digital, and film kind of didn't die, but kind of put at the back seat.
It became a niche product. It was for those people who wanted to just shoot film for the.
So if you look at the technology and the assistance that you get from a mirrorless camera, you cannot doubt. First of all, the weight. You know, it's a lighter camera.
Okay.
You know,
you look at
you
still I mean, what weight?
Last time you were shooting it with the 70 a 70 to 200 on a DSLR at the wedding day.
No, it's because arthritis and I've got back problems.
Right.
It's not the weight. I must say, from my side, I still enjoy shooting
with the DSLR.
With the DSLR,
True,
the big body. I mean, I've shot. I was commenting. I think it was Gift, if I'm not mistaken, who posted the 1DX Mark III, and even Busang was complaining with was surprised with people are still releasing cameras this big with all the technology that we have. But I mean, I still say there is still there's still a market for that. I mean, especially the older guys that started a while back, they still find it comfortable to shoot a ETSLR.
I think same here.
And the 1DX anyway, the 1DX series was, in my opinion, still a sports photographer camera. You know. But for me, it's mostly the handle, the feel, the handle. And I still I don't drive hatchbacks. I never liked hatchbacks. I like sedans. So, and I don't know. I mean, we've handled the XT, the Fujis. We've handled the Canon R. We've handled the Sony, and the main complaint that I had across board was it was not a great feeling, but the Canon R was for me it was far better. The RP was bad. The R was good with a grip. I think it was not so bad. But now, even though they're still releasing these DSLRs, I mean, they putting hybrids. They making a hybrid system now.
But this is the thing. The hybrids for me are kind of what I'm saying. They're actually starting to migrate you towards the mirrorless. I think sooner or later the manufacturers are gonna stop making DSLRs and make mirrorless. Look at the announcement from Canon. They're stopping making EF lenses. Why? You cannot adapt the new RF lenses onto a DSLR. That already tells you that we are transitioning into a world that's gonna go mirrorless.
So, what about the guys that still like big bulky cameras? So, are you saying
they're gonna come? The R is the first mirrorless. Really, if you look at it, if you don't think about the M50s and the what, the R is kind of the proper camera into mirrorless, and now they still gonna. No, I'm saying on the Canon. I'm saying in the Canon lineup. The R is kind of the introduction to the mirrorless. If you don't think about the M50s and the smaller Nyana cameras, but then as a moved from DSLR and so forth, for me the Canon R is kind of the introduction, and I think from here they're gonna just increase the range and they're gonna start making more mirrorless cameras. If you look at the advantages, man, you can shoot at 0.9 with a mirrorless. So you just press a button, it tracks that eye no matter where I'm compositing, and I press
I think it was one of the features on the Canon 1DX Mark III. They have
In
the,
live view, so you hold it in
So you
front
have to
of
do it
you
on live view.
in live view,
Yeah.
and you now shoot like that. I don't enjoy shooting
But
like that.
we got people like Spoon
I
who
want
do
to
that
be
all the
in
time.
the
We got people like
eyepiece,
Spoon
you
shoot
know?
live view.
no, but Spuza doesn't shoot live view. He like checks for composition and lighting in live view. But
And
when
I've never seen him shoot through the eyepiece.
Spuda
I
shoots
always
through
see
the
him
eyepiece.
holding like this. I was like,
Serious?
Yeah, Motsi.
most of the time he shoots
He
like
holds it like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
I know,
But that for me,
I
that's
think-
not
I think
my
to each
kind
his
of
own.
style.
It's how you feel.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
how about
yeah.
what works for you. But I really see us moving into the mirrorless. I know for one, I was a skeptic. But I think now I've opened up to the mirrorless ranges, and I'm gonna move that way.
So
with the
we
crowd.
shouldn't expect a 5D Mark 5 or
Nope.
5D Mark 6.
Well, I'm not gonna buy one. I'm not gonna buy one.
So
5D Mark 6 could be mirrorless.
No
the
D-
technology is changing.
no
but-
Nikon D900 or something like that.
Actually, with the whole topic, I'm still shocked that we're out of film. I just film anymore.
I think, there's still film cameras. There's plenty. I have one at home as well.
I also have
the
one.
only thing is you cannot find film. You know?
Yeah, I
and even
have
if you
one,
find one, then to develop it, unless if you have your
go to
developing
codecs
studio
and stuff
yourself,
like that,
you
yeah.
don't have things to.
Or
Even
codecs.
codecs, do they still develop a codec?
Yeah, not really, I don't know. Let me just say.
But I think there should be some.
I know when you go with the SD card, that's not developing.
Okay, we
Yeah.
need to judge.
All right. And speaking of cameras,
soft.
DSLRs, should people still be buying those 1200Ds and?
Yeah, for me, the camera you can afford is
excuse
the
me?
best
Excuse-
camera.
Can we get a charger for the laptop, please?
It's in the bag.
No. I just
We
just reduce the quality so we don't.
No. Oh, yeah. I don't even think he knows what the charger is.
Why it's my charger? Yeah, right. Apprentice, come on, man. Let me
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Marv, as you were still saying, should people still be buying the 2000Ds, your D5600s, and
You
and
know,
all these cameras?
when somebody asks me what camera should I buy, I say the camera that you can afford
Yeah.
is the camera that you can buy. Now, if you look at the DSL range, it's still within a lot of people's budgets and price range. So I think the DSLR is not going to disappear tomorrow. It's still going to be there. I for one, still enjoy shooting DSLR. And so I don't think I'm going to move like now. But with time, I know I will move to mirrorless. But if you...
As soon as I get a client that's going to pay me enough, the first thing I do is get... Oh, well, in May, I think the rumors say an RS is coming.
So
RS
is that the reason why there is no mirrorless on the table right now?
because
Somebody sponsor this table, please, man.
Get January, boss. Get January. Okay, Ben,
Yeah.
you shooting a 40D.
Dope
You know,
camera.
Yeah, I mean, both these cameras are quite
Yeah,
old.
they're
I think
quite
more
old.
than
Yeah.
5-6 years.
They are 1
old.
year apart. It's a 2007 and a 2008.
2008. Yeah,
So basically, we're looking at
5
10 years plus.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please donate a new camera. 40D, it's my latest work is on the 40D. I'm enjoying this camera big time. Just got it fixed. It's my project. I'm gonna be playing outside with it mostly. Yeah. I know people are gonna say it's an old camera. Yeah,
It is old, man.
It
But my
is,
question
yeah.
is, people who are coming in, macro game, your consumer shops
yeah.
are still selling those camera
there's-
packages
yeah.
for what 8,000, 6,000 rands.
Yeah.
Should people entering into photography now buy those cameras or go into those cameras?
You must just not take the kit lens.
Honestly, I think buy a DSLR if you want to learn photography. But if you have the budget for a mirrorless, buy a mirrorless. But DSLR will teach you a lot of things because there is very little assistant or no assistance at all from a DSLR. You have to learn how to use your camera, how to shoot, how to focus. I feel the Sonys and the Fujis and even the new Canons, they assist you a lot, right? Like not taking anything away from the photographer, but if you want to learn proper photography, I would think I would go for a DSLR first, but obviously,
is that not a waste of money? I mean,
it might sound like it is. I think
if you enter into the world of photography, I mean, you're
might as well
charging
go big.
you're charging 250 rands per session. You'll never make enough money to eventually get your XT3, XT4s, and
so you get paid for photography. You know that? I never
I
get
used
paid.
to get paid before a whole lot of you joined in. Yeah. So I mean, like your XT4s, entry levels, to be honest, relatively is not expensive.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at about from 20 to 30,000 or 20 to 35,000 rands to enter that, to enter into
Look,
photography.
the DSLR 550, you get it.
Would stop reacting and come here? Would stop
6K,
reacting to
or-
the post and come here, please? Yeah, Uchaili is still saying what he's still shooting 50D.
40D.
I'm saying 50.
Charlie? Which Charlie are we talking
Charlie
about?
Mashup.
Charlie, it's a 50, it's a 40D.
No,
Say-
he has a 50D.
As well.
That's what he's saying. He's
Oh.
shooting a 50D. Yeah.
Is this camera a 50?
Yeah, it's a 50.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
is it worth it? I mean, do you not think would you rather like save up that 20,000 rands, get an XT2, XT3, or a what else? What other? Those.
I mean, I
which
would
is the
say.
cheapest
I mean,
one,
I would say get.
the RP is also very cheap, affordable.
Yeah, it's about 18. But
yeah.
I'm saying if you're really under the 10K mark, get yourself a DSLR with a 50
but what I-
millimeter.
okay,
Learn
but-
how
but-
to
but
shoot,
this-
make
this-
the money,
my-
and then buy the.
My
mirrorless.
contribution to that will be if you really want to do photography and the budget is what you, whatever money you have in your pocket, just buy yourself a camera, start shooting,
True.
and then as soon as you develop, as time goes.
All right,
True.
wait.
Yeah.
Where did you buy the camera? The 5D.
I bought it second hand.
Second hand,
So
yeah.
would you not advise the new guys to
Yeah,
get
exactly
proper
that.
second hand? What I'm avoiding is the 3-digit, the 4-digit numbers, because we know the
Yeah,
4
yeah.
digits are usually
Yeah.
consumer cameras and not for working. And try to go for 3 numbers or 2 numbers. Actually, 2 numbers would be better, but
Yeah.
obviously the year model has to be newer. You know, like your 3 numbers, we're looking at
60D.
700Ds. D700 is quite old, so we're looking at about 60Ds. Your 5Ds, the 1 numbers. On the Nikon side, what are we looking at? The D610s?
Shoots Nikon.
Everybody shoots Nikon right now.
Only the rich kids.
Everybody.
Only rich kids.
We don't buy long pants, we buy shorts because we're saving up for cameras. Your D610s, I'm sure your D800 is quite old now. I'm sure should be affordable. Your 6Ds, 60, you can get a 60 for about 12,000 rands, which is a good camera. That's what I shoot, by the way, at the moment, until I get my RS soon, hopefully. So,
Yeah, well,
do you still...
Look what Kanye says there.
okay.
See? 20,000. Yeah, when you think they must buy the mirror lenses for 20,000. Abanye abantwana can afford.
No,
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes, in Kwatisa goes, you people don't invest in your businesses.
Usho kanjani?
No,
Hey, got a bag full of goodies there.
Goodies.
No, the
Keep
thing is,
watching,
man,
you might win a cup.
no. No, but you need to invest if you want to do this proper. I mean, my first camera was a D40, D40, which is I think similarly the same as a 40D, but if not a lesser model. And I soon grew out of it because you are limited in terms of feature functionality, the handle, the way the camera is laid out. So I mean, instead of buying like all these like cameras with lesser functional buttons on the outside, I would always push people to like get a second hand. Most people are selling their second hands. Your 60s, your 70s, those are still good cameras. But instead of buying the 3-digit numbers, like your D2000 or D1200, get a D600. What?
600D. We're not.
Yeah, we
Oh,
don't know what you are talking about.
Okay, Canon, Nikon, the D's on the other. It's the same thing, I mean, I always like. I wouldn't honestly. I wouldn't go to your macros, your games, or whatever to buy your 5,000 rand camera. I'd rather buy a camera that used to cost 20,000 rands back then, and start with it. You know,
still that dope camera.
Just a word of notice: if you're buying a 60, the first version, focus points.
So but I just say I still am gonna stick by that. It's true. The 2-number cameras, the 1-number cameras, the experience is much nicer.
Much nicer.
But I will still say the camera you can afford. It is. I understand.
Keep saying, guys, under 10k, nothing beats the Canon M50.
The M50 is nice, but the battery is crap.
Yeah.
You understand?
So
one thing I didn't enjoy about the M50 is the fact that lela battery may change.
But isn't the M50 the blogger's camera in a sense?
No, but it is a nice camera.
Yeah, it is.
It's a mirrorless, but
very
the form factor is a bit small as well. But for bang off the buck, if you look at it, if second hand you can pick one up for about 5-6k.
I was
getting
using
4k inside. You're getting
day.
1080, 60p. It's a nice camera. One thing I don't like about the M50 is the battery.
Okay.
The battery I didn't like, and that's where I'm leaning more towards the R. And the E6 still lasts you a bit, so I can really shoot without worrying the whole day if I have a better battery.
Okay, you're getting into technicalities. Just say the battery is crap. Go M50 and that's it. Move on. So which means if you buy the M50, you need to have at least 4 batteries in the back or 3 batteries in the back.
Yeah, especially if you're shooting video and you're shooting 4K, then you need to really have batteries.
No, and nobody ever talks about the Panasonic. Is it because it's not widely available in South Africa? Because I mean, the Lumix. I think the Lumix. The Lumix were one of the first mirrorlesses to be popular in the States, in my opinion. Because I used to listen to podcasts back then, and most people were moving to mirrorless via the GH5s, your Lumixes, and whatever. And so, are we not getting it in South Africa?
The Panasonics we have in South Africa. I think the problem is the micro four thirds lens lineup in South Africa is not big. So you getting lenses and so forth becomes a bit of an issue for people, and I think that's why EF glass in South Africa is readily available. The market is full of. I think my 85 and my 50mm are the only lenses I bought brand spanking new. Everything. And the 20 and the 72-200 I bought brand spanking because I got a good deal.
None of my stuff is brand new except for my triggers.
but EF Glassman is readily available, and it's relatively inexpensive if you look at it. But now you buy a Micro Four Thirds camera. Now to buy the lenses, you're gonna probably have to buy everything brand new, or you're gonna have to order things in. So I don't think with us it took off. I know in the States it took off, so they really have a second-hand market for that. I think that's the only reason why the Luminix didn't really take off.
Just to add to the battery part, Gift is saying, by the way, Gift is our top fan. He's got a badge, so everybody.
15, you see, I told you, it's a nice camera, but the batteries.
Gift saying that he has 15 batteries for the for his 15 batteries because he shoots video as well. I think.
How much is each battery?
I don't. They're relatively fair. I don't think they'll be expensive.
But can you shoot with the M100 the wedding pieces? Let's say you have enough batteries.
You can shoot a wedding with an iPhone or a Galaxy or whatever.
If you have the batteries,
maybe I just didn't know where to go for the settings and stuff like that. I could not control my apertures and stuff like that. I don't know with the M100 how M50.
The M50 is quite nice. I've shot with the M50. I've shot with the M50. One optical noise. The guy who shoots Summer Dance, Rob Harris, has one, and I've used it. It's quite a nice game. The only thing, like I say, it's the batteries, and also what they've crammed into that small body is quite. You get a good bang for the buck, but the batteries. That's my only squabble with that camera is the batteries. If you have fun and not gift 15 batteries, you sorted.
No, Gift is a full-time photographer, videographer. So I suppose he invests back in his business. So that's we not saying he has money, but at least he knows where he's going regarding his business, and he puts money back in it. If it's working for him, he invested in it. We've got just to say hi into the chat room. Do you want to tell us who's watching with us?
Okay, we have Charlie Mashapa, Mr. Hustler, DJ Busang, our Godox ambassador. We've got Kanyisile. Have you seen the latest stuff? Hey, Kanyisile
is kicking. Yeah, D3200. I say D in front because it's big on.
That's why
she's kicking. She's kicking.
We also have Gift Mpo Ramo Tsepe,
our top fan. By the way, he's the only one in the chat room who has a badge. Guys, go in there, like a staff comment, get a top fan badge.
You know,
thank you. We appreciate the support.
Ukendi Mo. We also have Ukendi Mo. Thank you, Kondi, for joining.
And thanks for that color calibrator.
Kendi, calibrator.
Go buy your own. Go buy your own.
My screens need a bit of love.
Okay,
so Kendi, Mina now after this chat we talk. We also have Gift Mpo. Gift. Usbuda
was supposed to be here.
Usbuda.
No
Taba.
should be sitting here.
But online, it's alright. We have Sibo Sim. Yay, Sibo. Siyabonga. Ubonkosi, Mr. Bongs. Mr. Bongs is here.
Is that what about Mr. Bongs Baitu? There's one in South Africa and there's one in England.
Okay.
If you don't have snow where you are, Bongs,
Yeah.
was spaghetti fridge in it.
And then we have Ujon Sfiso Mazubugo. Yes, yeah. There's a point that you guys brushed and passed. Should a beginner price his services? How should a beginner price his services, especially wedding and portrait?
I should charge 15,000 rands for each. Okay. When it comes to pricing, I think we did do a podcast regarding pricing in it.
Yeah. I think what we maybe we can touch on that.
Okay. It's just going through. We'll
and then we also have Rata Vaslap, Lerato Moskovich, Ramatibela.
Rata Vaslap.
We need
this mention of your product that will cost you $500 on in airtime and data, please.
I want my top, my size, but.
And then we have Uzwanga Musoliwa. Guys, I'm using the EOS here. Make yourselves a favor. Switch. I see. You see?
No,
I am coming.
Zwanga, we played with that thing. We played with the R. That is my go-to camera. Until the RS, depending on the price.
No. I don't have the processing power for RS. Canon R.
I've got a Mac Pro.
In the background, all I'm gonna say is dope camera.
Let's see, and then.
Okay, he was renting the color calibrator.
Candy.
I had the M50 got problem of quality breakup as soon as you edit. I didn't have a problem. I shot with it. I edited the files. I still have them on my PC. I didn't have any problems with it, so I don't know. Maybe
because
not,
it does shoot raw.
I shot raw. I edited it, and
I think there's this camera. It's a Blackmagic. It's a tiny camera. I think for video that is a perfect camera because it was not expensive.
But the battery also is.
But no. But the quality there and the raw and whatever. The Blackmagic. Remember when we did the shoot guy, the Dusa? Was it Dusa? Yeah, the Dusa shoot with Amy. Uli, that camera
for video,
the
Blackmagic is quite nice. If you look at the footage,
and the prices are not bad for Blackmagic.
Blackmagic, I thought it was expensive. Actually, it is the cheapest. I think with all the cameras, it is the cheapest proper video camera. So if you guys are looking to go into video strictly, looking for a video camera, the nice thing about video cameras is that you can have an external power input.
Yeah, if you just go to the what do they call it? The EV mount or whatever.
Yeah, like Nick said, if you're looking for a camera affordable to buy for me, just buy it.
Yeah, all right, okay.
So that's
moving on,
everybody,
we said hello to Lebogang, ne?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Lebo? Oh, Lebogang Mosebi. Lebogang Mosebi is also online. I think that's she's the
Okay.
last person.
All right, let's talk lenses, mirrorless and lenses. We're saying everybody go mirrorless, go mirrorless. Sony, how are they doing with lenses? Canon, how are they doing with lenses?
Okay.
Nikon, how are they doing with lenses?
I think-
Fuji, how are they doing with lenses?
I think with Fuji we are starting to see more and more lenses come up, because every time I speak to Amy, you hear of what's in the pipeline. I think now they've got an equivalent of a 70-200. They've also got a wide, I think 14-40 now. So I think the lenses are starting to come out. With Canon, you buy a Canon R in South Africa, it comes with an adapter for EF. So all your EF lens work natively with the Canon. If you go online and you watch the reviews and everything, everybody says you put on old 70-200 and it responds quite well without any problem. Sony, I think they've started to come up with glass, but the glass is expensive.
Yeah, but that is another gripe. I
you
mean,
know,
with this new mirrorless, because with our DSLRs, the second-hand market is quite
quite
big.
big,
It's
yeah.
quite big.
And the
Mirrorless, chances are
The price on the new mirrorless lens,
Yeah.
the Canon RF lenses, they are more expensive
Bigger
than the
the camera,
body,
yeah.
you know. So I think with time, but I think I like the Canon system because I can buy it and literally use every lens in my bag natively with the camera without really having to
So now,
to gripe.
well, in the case, Busang, when he bought this camera,
the
bought an
Sony, by
adapter,
the way.
Yeah, he had the
Sony.
adapter
he had a
for
reason why
Canon.
he stopped using the adapter. Was it because the focus was
He
slow?
said I think on
or-
the 70-200 he was having focusing issues.
Oh, okay.
Then when he bought the Sony 70-200, then he sold off the I think it was a focus problem with adapting the Canon glass to the Sony.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also, it's just two different brands. It's
Yeah.
not like it was a Sony
Yeah,
lens
it
and
was
a
a Sony
camera
lens and a
or-
Sony
yeah.
camera. It was adapting the 70-200 from Canon onto his, I think it's the A7R3. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we're all talking Canon EOS R. What about the XT4 to come?
The XT. Ash.
The XT4 is. I mean, there were rumors, and we know rumors. Wherever there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, Amy must tell us, ex-photographer, when is the XT4 coming? When is the XT4 coming? But I have also just to say the Fuji is a very nice camera. The only I just have a few gripes with it. That top button.
Or pistol
That's-
versus
It
trigger.
doesn't feel
you know.
natural.
What do you call it? Pistol versus
versus trigger.
trigger.
Yeah,
this
it's
is the-
pistol
yeah.
versus trigger. I think I have
Is this
the
the trigger?
gripe.
No,
The trigger is in the piston.
no,
grip.
pistol is.
Yeah, pistol grip and the
Tubula,
trigger
and
is-
So
then
I don't
trigger
know what
is.
is- yeah,
It's not a trigger.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
what
a
is-
button.
I think that's my only
It's
group
so
bite.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, but explain why that would be something that might irritate somebody who doesn't know the difference between the two.
So I don't know if I have. Okay, let me use my phone. Maybe it will show.
Yeah, it's the camera.
Use the
Yeah.
camera.
So with a normal camera, if you look, they can hear.
Oh, okay.
Hey. So with a normal camera, if you hold the camera like that, so you can see your fingers are resting, your palm is resting, and you are shooting like that. So that's
Basically like-
natural.
Basically, like your
Yeah.
most Canon. If you look at
Canon.
your Canon camera,
Yeah.
or the one that I have in front is a Canon. The
So
the
you're
button
shooting
is almost
here. So now
coming
the
back this
camera,
way.
is quite real. Now, as soon as I move now to shoot from the top, now
even
if
my
you look
grip is
at my hand here, you can see already the camera is only resting on my palm, and you can see what happens to my fingers there.
yeah.
And now, if you can imagine shooting like that, waiting the whole day, for me, it's gonna become quite uncomfortable. So for a portrait session, 30 minutes, an hour, I think I would survive. But my
And you're
gripe
breaking my
with
heart
it,
because I love the XT3.
you know,
I love the
my
XT3.
gripe, XH1. XH1 is a
Is
No,
that
it's
the
a pistol.
is a pistol grip.
Yeah, it's
So I looked at the XH1 and I held it and I was like, I could live with this. But the Fuji system is a nice system. The colors, what you get inside that box, and the price, really you cannot fault the system. The only problem I have is that top button. You know, shooting like that for me the whole day, 9-hour wedding, it would be quite uncomfortable. But if they were to make a little gizmo too.
All right, so Fuji, if you change that mount, remember where you had it first. It was us. We want our royalties.
Use your thumb.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay. Just tracking back. Just a follow up. There's two comments from Zwangam Sorewa and DJ Busang. The reason why the Sony and the 7200 weren't working well, it was because there was a Sony camera, a Sigma converter, and a Canon lens.
Oh yeah.
So you had 3 different brands in between. So maybe the communication was not as clean. And then Zwanga was saying, I used the adapter and kept my Tamron 85 1.8. He didn't notice a difference. So you got two school of thoughts there. That so you had somebody whom it was working for them, but just as long as was not saying what brand adapter and what body camera he was using and what make of the Tamron, if it was a Canon or a Nikon Tamron, So
Today
guys, we are out in the streets,
Kamikaze style.
so if you hear strange sounds, basically endlini, so Stratini, we broadcast wherever we are. So excuse the exterior noise if you do hear any. Okay. So where were we? We're talking clips and then we're talking lenses. So we complaining that the new mirrorless lenses obviously would be expensive because most of us are used to buying second hands. I frequent Facebook Market like crazy, to a point where, oh, by the way, I now have a camera bag. I always say that I've never owned a camera bag. I got a low Pro 300 AV for $500. Yes, 500 rand. Asa tsamai o tla nyala o tla nyala eng what does it say?
I don't know African.
Anyway, I finally got a low pro. And what did you get, Marv?
It's a low pro too.
I've got a low pro, a big bag for big
Guys,
boys.
people are
And now,
flossing.
for the first time, I can fit all my gear in one bag.
People are
that's very
flossing.
nice. Thanks to Photography.
Photo one. One photo. One photo.
What's the photo?
One photo.
One photo.
Yeah,
What do
one
they call
photo.
their studio?
It's a studio though.
Leah, please forgive us. We
Emigran.
forgot the name of the studio.
Mid-rand. Shoot you photographic
Shoot you.
services.
Shoot you photo, yeah.
Oh, by the way, they will be moving from Midrand to.
They've moved, actually.
Oh, they've moved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you used to use them, they've moved. Just so
But
you
they
know.
moved closer, no? They're somewhere
not
here
sure.
in the northern suburbs.
My glass is somewhere there, please.
I'm not sure.
The classes,
But then I see here Uzwanga is saying Canon EOR with Tamron. Well, the nice thing Tamron no Sigma is they are making nice glass for the other brands. And I think one thing, if you look at Canon, look at the 100mm that I love. It's like when we looked, it was released when? More than 10 years
it's an
back.
old
It's about
lens.
12 years ago. Now, Sigma will use current technology, a silent motor, better coating in it, and he will create glass for a Canon camera, and obviously, so the quality
But
would
why
be
is
nice.
it always the case that you have third parties making better equipment for the, your
Because they use newer technology.
Yeah, isn't it
Remember,
because
if I
they-
can make a lens today compared to a lens they did 10 years back, come on, technology has moved 10 years, so I'm gonna make it probably better than what you made it,
Oh, they're saying it's Mona also tsamaying otanyala khaitsedi. Thanks, Kedi. Yeah, so my camera bag, I think brand new is worth about 2,500 rands around there, and I got it for 500 rands.
Yeah.
No,
Same.
I was it 500 rands? Was
You got a whole lot of
yeah,
things with
because
it.
I got a monopod for video for 250 rands. I got a slider for 100 rands, and my camera bag for 500 rands. So in one day, I spent 850 rands for something that's worth about 5,000-6,000 rands.
True.
And that was all bonus money.
I think my bag, when I looked at it, it was 5,500. I got it for 1,300 rands, and I got a Zacudo rig, and I think I paid 1,500 for everything. So yeah, you can see the second-hand market is quite
guys, second hand.
good, yeah.
Second. The only thing that I
got a hoodie. I got a hoodie.
He got a 85 million suit. That's true. He got it. And how much it was? 50.
That was my friend. Yeah, so guys, second-hand market. And the only thing I always tell people not to buy: don't buy a hard drive second-hand.
Aish.
Don't buy memory for second-hand. Everything else, I think, is fake game. Monitors, you'll have to check on what you're buying. Anyway, guys, okay, let's move away from this mirrorless versus. Actually, yeah. We know. Did we speak about hybrids? We spoke about hybrids.
Yeah, we spoke about hybrid. Well, it's the new car in your hand, the 1DX Mark III. That's an hybrid. I think Nikon is the 7 D760.
D780.
780, yeah, it's also a hybrid.
It's also a hybrid.
So I think they are merging the two. I'm definitely gonna move to
I mean, not that we're all moving to mirrorless. Samba Sonke, yes. Samba Sonke.
That's the what you get inside that box is as Ben upizuvalile vele mic yami Ben hey upizuvalile vele mic yami hey. People sicela replacement sicela
upen from your computer to there but
sicela ukuxosha
anyone see that?
Yeah, but I think that's the future, and I think if you don't wanna move, sooner or later cameras will become readily available and cost effective.
Okay, in let's say 6 years ago to the beginning of digital cameras, the main thing was ISO and megapixels. Where are we now? What do we feel about it? Because everything that's coming out now is 20 plus megapixels all the way to 80 megapixels, 70 megapixels in small bodies. We're not even talking
I think
format.
I think the megapixel war is far over.
Okay.
It's far, like idlulile, and especially now we are shooting for Instagram and Facebook. Bayingaka print my billboards with our. When was the last time we shoot a client? Nick, can I have a full res file, please?
I was who's this guy? I forgot. Pretty Libesi and
like a full.
No, they've got billboards. They've shot for billboards.
You see, now those are the kind
dashing.
But those are the people. Kona manje umuntu mthumela a 2048 picture. They are more than happy. They probably gonna print it into a 8x4 or they're gonna put it.
Speaking of which, guys, please send our models proper res files, because some of us that do more work other than photography. When we get files from models, yes, make sure that when you shoot, send them your Facebook photos and social media photos, but also send them at least a something that's sizable. I mean, at least
I usually send you on WhatsApp and I send you a Google link, so that you can have high res files as well.
If you're shooting with models, please do send them good stuff.
But
some of us do
but work. the megapixel war is far off. I think now when you look at the manufacturers, we are at the ISO war now. Everybody's fighting ISO. Everybody's fighting ISO. Cameras now can 64,000. You're like, what? 64,000. I think now it's the ISO where everybody puts in a better processor to get the best out of their.
I don't think there's any mirrorless that's less than 216,000 ISO. I mean, which means your 6400 ISO you can shoot comfortably without speed lights. So you can go shoot an event in the evening as long as it's okay lit. You will be able to get AMA photos. So I mean, coming into new photographers, I have the budget to buy mirrorless. Which one should I go for? Sony, Fuji, Canon, or Nikon, or Panasonic?
If I was to speak to somebody, I would advise them on the Canon and on the Fuji. The reason why not Sony, it's unless you have deep pockets. You know, the lenses are not that friendly and
Also, Ubusang's got deep pockets.
how yeah man.
He's got
Yeah,
good
man.
Ubusang, you're watching. Never run
Hey,
deep
don't put him
pockets.
on the spot. Don't
Hey,
put him on
man.
the spot.
Busang.
But I get Busang, you had to budget for
Busang
7 months.
photographer. I thina mama cameraman. Thina singa cameraman. Busang photographer. Yeah,
No,
understand.
I think because Ubusang invests in his
Yeah,
business
he does.
and he charges,
He does.
charges accordingly to
And
his,
he does.
skill set, and
Yeah.
that's why it's easier for him to say, you know what, I shot a wedding from this, I can take out 10 rands and buy a memory
Yeah,
card.
true.
I shot a wedding from this, I can take out 10 rands and buy a battery, and tomorrow a new lens, tomorrow this, you know. I mean, he's
Which
not
is a
shy-
good thing. Yeah, which is a good thing.
It is not shy about it. When he buys new stuff, he posts it out there. I bought a new lens last, I think, just a month ago or something. He was in Cape Town. He went into.
And he was in trouble with the wife because of that.
Yeah, but photography brings in the money, you know. You know.
Yeah, so I mean, I think for me, Fuji and Canon at the moment. If you look at the Nikon Z, also the lenses are a bit on the expensive side. We've known Nikon to have quite expensive lenses, but so for me, those are the two, you know. And I think the Luminix, it's also just not having that lens range in South Africa, so you're probably going to end up importing most of your lenses.
Yeah, and at the show, they were only featuring the video. They went there for the photography.
Yeah, we didn't get anybody to help us
Also
with
with the
the
photography
photography
part,
part,
yeah, so-
on the camera. So
Look who's here. Late comer. The barman is here.
The permanent medication.
It's good. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sorry. We were talking.
yeah, so for me, if yeah, I mean,
Let's
I
go
would
to
definitely
Facebook.
say Fuji and Lento. If you do have budget for the Sony lenses, Sony is quite. I know the eye tracking on Sony is one of the best.
So, but are you saying quality-wise, everything's comparable in the new mirrors?
I
you
think
mentioned?
now it's which box do
Yeah.
you compare? I mean,
What
to
feels
be fair,
what feels good?
In
So
your
if we're basically looking at if we're looking at Canon and we're looking at I think it's then the Fuji, those are I think similarly priced. I'm not quite sure how the Nikon is priced.
I'm not sure.
Nikon has always been expensive.
Yeah, but
But
not
I
as
don't know,
expensive as
yeah.
Sony.
Yeah, not as
Yeah,
expensive.
and a lot of people, well, a lot of comments I've seen online, people are disappointed when it comes to the Nikon range.
Because,
Yeah. But then I think also, yeah, I think Nikon, I think another thing people are complaining about is also the lens range for the new Z series.
No, I think it's something about the body, the camera body that wasn't working out right. I can't remember what
Okay,
it was.
okay.
I did read. But anyway, I think it's everything you just have to test out to see what feels good for you. Come join in, come join in, come join in.
yeah,
Leave your
ladies and
plastic bag
gentlemen,
there.
people, we got somebody in the house.
Oh, it's one plastic bag.
Ivana, I leave it there.
Hey, I know Tabang. He just
Come jump in, come jump in.
Come
We are 9 minutes to finish to finishing the podcast.
now my late comer people. Nisitshele what we must do with late comers.
Make them buy something drinkable.
Oh.
Make them buy something drinkable.
Yeah, you make me come late to us. Go to Zong Paisi alcohol. We're drinking coffee today.
Dude, you smell nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I'm from Senti in
Alright, guys,
Pela.
they're using that data. Just say hi to everybody, remind everybody who you are and what you do.
Hi everyone, I'm the barman. Tabang. So unfortunately, no alcohol. Well, it's only Sprite tonight in JPL and shit. But yeah, fellow photographer, fellow photo and his bed crew. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now because I'm not drunk, so I don't have much to say. I'm the sober one. I'm trying.
I don't know what he's talking
Coming
about.
back to we were talking about everybody shooting for Instagram and things like that. Did you guys read my post on Photo It's Bets regarding Twitter? Twitter is
the resolution.
the resolution.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't hear, there was an engineer that works for Twitter that posted that's saying that Twitter is no longer compressing photos. I mean, where do you not think Instagram and Facebook please should start joining No, they're saying because I think they were saying something as long as 8 megapixels and less, the photo will not be compressed. So whatever you post up there, you will get that quality.
But also, I think also if we look at
We've got somebody from Germany watching.
yeah, Misko from Germany.
Mintos! The German guy.
But I think if you look at it.
But if you look at the
doesn't
post,
really matter
it's a
much.
pity.
But how many people really like market pictures? Like Instagram is a photo community. I think people are so active with their pictures there that
On
those
Insta,
servers have a hard time keeping up with all that posting. But you look at Twitter, a person would probably it's more text based.
Yeah.
A person posts a
But
picture
memes,
once and
they have memes. Shooters
but
famous for memes.
how big are memes? Will you really want full res for a meme?
Hey, I want my meme to be in full
it's
res.
not gonna. It's
No,
not
but,
gonna.
because
But
if
I
you-
think they can afford to unlock their servers for that. But if you look at
they don't have a
Facebook
lot
and
of traffic.
Instagram,
Yeah.
the traffic there, I think they would really fill their servers relatively quick.
If they
without
gave you
compression.
a paid option, or would
Yeah.
you take it as a pro photographer?
As a pro photographer,
Would you
I
say
think
maybe pay 10 rands a month and we will not compress your images
for my
on
portfolio, I
Instagram.
would.
on Instagram? Yeah.
For my portfolio, I would. Yeah.
10 rands a month.
$10
Okay, well it's the States, so everything is $5 or $10 a month. So that's
For my portfolio, I would. But currently, people get by with what we have right now. You go into your Instagram, you look at that feed. Instagram is made mainly for the phone. You look at who really stretches out. You can't even really zoom on
Yeah,
Instagram.
on Instagram.
So would it be?
does it take
really-
away that option of not zooming? Does it take away from, because on Facebook you can, even though you don't have the quality. Does it take away the feel of the photo? I mean, like
think
when you
only
have
photographers pixel peep.
when you have a print, it's nice to look at it, come in closer.
But as a photographer, we pixel peep.
No, but I'm not
I
pixel
don't think the
peep.
consumers pixel peep. The guys look at the full picture
So-
and they
I
say,
think
"Wow,
we
they don't want to
stress-
zoom in and look at
photographers,
hey,
we
people.
stress
Hey,
a lot
you forgot to
about
touch
how
and
picture
pen
looks like.
here."
Yeah.
Oh,
Aye,
there's your snow guy joined in.
That's Sibuda's work.
Bongs.
there.
Hey, Bongs,
Bongs, you were
can you
talking
please
about
send me
you.
snow?
Ben was talking about you, Bongs. Also, this is the Bongs from UK, and okay, I need to separate. Mr. Sbakwan is from UK, and the other Bongs, our local Bongs, is
Bongs local.
Bonginkosi, Mr. Bongs Kosana is I think up in Randburg or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So sorry, we were talking pixel peeping.
So I think it's only photographers that really pixel peep the pictures. When
I
it
shoot
comes
wide.
to
I shoot wide.
I
I want people to come in and out of my photo.
and only us will do it. Everybody will look at your full picture and say, "Wow, nice! I want a picture like that," and contact you for a picture. So for me, it's neither here or there. I think if you really wanna go pixel peep, 500 pics. Subscribe to 500 pics, you get the
Yeah,
full
but-
res
But,
picture,
but
and
I-
they give it to you, and you can zoom
500
that
pics
thing
is-
in and do whatever you want.
not
But really, for the
500
social,
pics is for people like Boss Buddha, so
You know?
for the young kids like us.
So for me, I don't think really it's an issue for Instagram. It's more of a show me your picture, let me look at it, like it, and yeah.
Okay. Let's jump, Mr. Tabang, quickly. We're just gonna go through. What camera are you shooting at the moment?
5D Mark III.
What?
Yabo, abantu abarich.
What?
When?
From when now?
Since when?
Since when?
Since last year.
When last year?
I know this guy's hiding stuff from us.
This guy, who are you?
Okay, so yeah, all right,
Okay.
okay.
Perfume and he has a 5D.
Yeah,
Jumping
boy,
into today's topic, any plans of moving to mirrorless soon, and how soon?
No, actually, I want a 1DX Mark III. Man. Yeah. So no mirrorless for me. No mirrorless for me. I like them big and heavy.
So you
bro.
wanna shoot with a golf?
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, no, I'm not looking to go mirrorless. Yeah. So yeah, if all goes well,
But
hopefully,
why the
won't you?
DSLR and not? I mean, because if you just got it last year, we already had the XC3 last year. We had the A7R3. We had the the R, I'm sure, was in by the time you heard it. Why not mirrorless? Why did you go 5D? Why did you go DSLR?
For me, it's pretty much something that I always wanted. So I'll go with what I've always wanted. So from the 60D, I always wanted a 5D Mark III. So I didn't do any research in terms of what else is out there.
Brand
for
new or
me.
second hand?
I bought it second hand from some guy in Durban. So yeah.
Pricing wise, if you
Yeah, it was still new, so unfortunately I bought it at the time where everybody else was still a bit steep, so I paid about 27. I know I could have paid like 20 or 17 for it right now.
Because I think not so long ago I did see a 5D Mark III at about 16. A couple of weeks back.
That's the thing. But I got a few extras as well with it, so yeah, I don't mind. And the guy took well of it, took really good care of it. Only used
Shutter
it for
count was
studio.
low, yeah.
Shutter count was very low, so I'm still using it. Everything else is still working fine.
Nice.
So yeah, no, I'm happy with it.
Nice.
Just looking forward to my next one.
1DX.
Yeah, 1DX. Yeah.
So you seriously want the 1DX?
Hey, dude, I want it, bro.
Everybody's going small. You're going
Hey,
big.
nah.
Do you see the cell phones?
Between the two of you, who's bigger? Who's bigger? No, whether you're wider, he's bigger.
No, your hands are small, big. Yeah, no, just the booty is big.
Mr. Bong saying he just came from shooting a funeral pictures, emotional stuff, but he's good now. But thanks he's got a top fan, by the way. He's got a top fan badge as well.
Yeah.
So 2 people in the chat room who's got top fans, guys. Top fan, go to Facebook page, like, comment on stuff, and please do follow our links. We've got a new website now because it's got an echo. So I suggest.
No, I've muted it.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
You sure? If you hear an echo, you must know what Marv said. It's muted. So,
No, it's muted.
yeah.
It's sorted.
All right. Marv's laptop. Guys, we've got a website. We've got a website. If you hear echo, please let us know.
And on the website, there's a picture of me there. That's me, guys.
Okay, all right. Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
No more echo now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. We've got a website.
Yeah, baby.
Photography and its bits. There's a
Yeah.
space there on the top right next to the logo there. If you have 500 to 1,000 rands, send it to us. We put a banner there. For you. Whatever business you are in. They can't see you. They're looking at the site.
As soon as we go in, I'm going to show them what I'm doing right now. On the website, there's a picture of a guy with a yellow case.
All right. Basically,
and a camera like this.
Yeah.
As soon
Okay.
as
Wait.
you see
Wait.
this-
Time is running. Right. Let's. Okay. Basically, the point of the website is we're gonna be writing articles. Quite a lot of articles. As you can see, there's different. Things that we'll be focusing on, news bits where we'll be talking about recent stuff, new announcements, new cameras, new things, gadgets and bits. Our news bits will be basically what's new in the photography world, like Twitter not compressing images, that is news. Then we've got gear and bits, where we'll be talking about new gears, writing articles, more details. We've got quick bits, that will be my quick bits, my tips and tricks. Studio bits. Marv? Studio bits?
Studio.
Yeah.
Studio.
Studio bits and lighting bits will be
Yeah.
under studio bits. Marv will be talking about lighting
Yes.
there. We'll be writing articles.
I have written introduction to speed lights. It's already up on the website, so you can go check it
Yeah,
out.
which is this one
Yeah.
where my mouse is hovering. Okay, let me see if nobody's complaining about echo there quickly before we move on. Okay, great job, guys. Thanks, Candy. Great website. Thanks, Kanye. Nice one.
Mr. Nyembe.
Thank you, Mr. Nyembe. Yeah. All right, and then we have. Okay, editable bits. So that will be Sweda's department where we're talking about editing, Photoshop. Articles are coming, and then this part, guys, we need you in here.
Yeah, so the discussion
Yeah. We
and
need you
the
in here.
groups. So go into the groups, register, post questions. We will be active there. We will answer. If we cannot answer, we will get somebody to assist and answer. So if you do have things that are giving you a tough time and hard time, do register in the groups and go in there and let's start discussing any of the problems we have. I think we do have categories. So Nico, I think we'll.
Yeah, you've got your general discussions where we just talk anything that's photography and its bits. That's why the podcast is called Photography and its bits. We've got the editing when you have images that you're struggling to get, or you need help in editing or comments there. You'll go in there and post in that group. If you want to talk anything gear related, there's gear talk. Lightroom technicalities. I put Lightroom specifically separate because most people still use Lightroom only. And there, if you have technical questions or problems that you have with Lightroom, we can go in there. And
I'll be going in there soon. since I didn't back up my catalog.
Oh, by the way, somebody
XMPs.
didn't use XMPs and they didn't back up.
I got banned once. Unico told me switch on XMPs. Now when my catalog breaks, I just reload my images and I'm back exactly where I was.
Newbies. Forgive us, man. Now I know.
There will be a corner for newbies.
There should be.
The novice bits.
Me and you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Bongs. Well done, guys. That's what he said. But guys, that's our website. We're gonna try to have at least something new as much as we can. At least minimum twice a day. We will be quite active in that. The more we start seeing your interaction, it's the more we will start putting in more stuff, and the more you start asking stuff, it's the more we'll start discussing those topics. So that helps us help you guys. If we can't help you, we'll find somebody else who can help us help you. So I think we nearing the end of our show, guys. What do you want to learn this year? What did you learn last year? Where do you want to shoot this year? And I'm not saying street photography. Where do you want to shoot this year?
Number one.
That house in the sand. I know you're talking about that one house in the sand, which is, by the way, that's where we're going. We'll come back to that.
Guys, do you see
number one.
I want to shoot the bridge in Mozambique, just underneath.
Which bridge is that?
The new.
Which bridge is that?
The new Chinese bridge in Mozambique. There's a Chinese bridge in Mozambique. I don't get that part, but there's a Chinese bridge going to Katembe.
So we were in Mozambique, Eligen, for our first shoot. So there was a beautiful beach in the evening. We were less prepared for that one, so that's why Ben didn't get to shoot his photos.
Okay.
But we did some light painting. We did some light painting. It was interesting. We'll come back to you guys. We'll show you what light painting is, especially at this time of day. Light painting is quite beautiful. Okay. So you want to shoot that bridge?
Yeah, I want to shoot that bridge.
That's this year.
I'm going there. I'm gonna walk if I have to, but I'm going there to shoot there. And then the St. Jude's coming soon.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Okay. Besides Mozambique, this year I would really love to go Lesotho and shoot there, take a few models with, and walk the mountains with them. And the scenery is quite beautiful. Yeah,
that's the second location we're going to this year.
No. They have beautiful models, but we can take models with us from here. But that's pretty much what I would love to shoot this year. So if we can make it happen, let's do that.
Then with
but
me,
mosquito.
People, hey, I'm Dina, namhlanje. Hey, I'm here, I'm right there.
All right.
Let's get this quick before I get beaten. For me, it's the house in the sand in Namibia.
Okay, so tell us Namibia. What is Namibia all about? What's happening in Namibia?
Well, this year we wanna do a trip to Namibia. We're gonna do a workshop there. It's basically gonna be going there
Can
to
you tell us,
shoot.
can we discuss Namibia too?
Who's coming with us to Namibia?
We're going to the Sand Dunes, and we're definitely going to that house with sand to go shoot there, and also to just teach the different techniques, the lighting, and just solve the problems that the photographers are having with that we've kind of learned how to solve. So that would be happening, but that's gonna be discussed. We're looking at round about August, September, but we will let everybody know. So for me, I think it's there, and I definitely want to do Swaziland again.
Okay.
So Swaziland, I went to shoot there. I will post the pictures soon.
I want the reed dance. Can we go at a time at a reed dance? No, it's not for that. But you know my pictures. You know my pictures, man. They always have that kind of.
Zuma guy.
Yeah. So at the
make
moment, I
beautiful
think for
pictures of
me
that.
that's that. And Lesotho. And
Yeah.
Lesotho.
We
I
have
think
to
last
do
year
Lesotho.
we talked about paying a visit. This year it must come to
I want
pass.
to do Drakensberg.
Yeah. Drakensberg you can do from this side.
Yeah, from this side.
Yeah, you can.
How do you check out my links? Okay, wait, there we go.
Photoshop.
This.
House.
Yeah.
Now
This
when the
was-
sensates shoot,
Look
my
at that.
This was Swaziland. This was
Nikomaba.
Swaziland.
Look at that.
One of the images
Nikomaba.
I shot in Swaziland.
Who's that lady? Who's that
Come
lady?
on.
That's our muse.
Siyaqhonyelwa namhlanje.
So, okay, the reason why we did Swaziland and Mozambique is because Mav didn't get to shoot during the workshop in Mozambique.
I got
And-
abused into teaching.
And we've been to Swaziland twice with Sensei, and he somehow found excuses not to be there. So, but now our trips this year, we've got Swaziland workshop for Swaziland photographers coming up in
But
March.
if you want to join,
But if you want to join,
Yes.
well, do come through. We'll put out details as soon as possible. It will be March, April. But Namibia, we're going to Namibia around about August. Start saving up. We'll put up details on that. We're looking at least minimum of about 4,000. Could be 5,000. Could be about 6,000. But just start saving up for that. We're definitely going to Namibia this year. We're taking. Remember, if you guys have been to Mozambique with us, that workshop, it's something similar to that. But in this time, we're going to take a bigger group for it to be worthwhile, because it is quite a drive. It is quite a drive. Unless if you guys want to fly and meet us there, we don't have a problem. You just pay for the workshop, and then that's it. Yeah. Other than that, I think this is it. That is today's Photography and its bits. We are on Facebook, Photography and its bits. The website is photoitsbits.co.za. Please, guys, the forum. We need that active.
Yeah.
We need to start helping the new guys coming in. We need to start discussing stuff in. We're very much active on that.
Yeah.
We're looking at that website. Yeah.
And as well, I'm also gonna be going live during the week, not in this forum, just to discuss anything that anybody has a problem with. But I will announce it on the page to say when, so we can sit and we just discuss. If you're having problems, if there was a shoot, you had a problem with something, just bring it up and let's see what we can do. So I will be starting those segments. I've been testing it out and I have got everything ironed out now. So during the weeks, I will announce it on the page, and I will be starting to do talks, especially about lighting, because that's what I know.
Okay, wait. There is one more plug that I want to plug in. If the computer will stop auto-correcting me, there is. Was it posted on this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there we go.
oh yeah, there's a workshop coming up.
Workshop coming up. I just want to switch there. Spuda, our retouching editing master, on a workshop yenzakala soon April. So yeah, more details will follow from that. Spuda will let us know as the developments come. It's a Lightroom and Photoshop workshop. We all know Spuda's work. It's spotless. Spotless. Yeah, I think that's it.
I think, can I ask something?
Sure.
Oh, we're going to be announcing workshops on the site, right? we're not just announcing our workshops only. We're announcing other people's workshops as well.
Yes.
The whole platform is literally about photography. So whatever you want to share about your photography experiences,
Yeah, your experiences as well, please.
plug
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
leave comments, give advice.
Yeah, there's a registration button on the top
experts.
left. Yeah.
We are not
Yeah,
experts. So
we-
we,
by
we,
no
we just
means, by no
created a
means.
platform for
By
us
no
to
means,
communicate through it and give each other information. Right?
Ngapha yaphela. Wawutshela mina.
Yeah, guys, we are by no means experts. We just want to help each other out and help the ones that are still struggling a bit. Based on our experiences and where we are now,
True, yeah,
you know, there's so many things we don't know, and by not knowing, by teaching, it helps us know more as well. Because whatever you ask, some of us we still have to go investigate those things and practice them and make sure we know them before we come back to answer you guys.
True.
If we don't know, that is, you know. Yeah, but other than that, guys, thank you. Beautiful episode again.
Isikhathi sokucula.
Yeah, no, asking from one of my comments.
Let's go to the comments.
Are we doing Steve
What did they
Castings
say?
ones?
We are doing Steve
25th,
Castings.
yes.
Oh yeah, next
25th.
Yeah.
weekend, next Saturday we are
On the 25th.
On the 25th,
Yeah.
we are in the Val. Busang did post that. I think I also reposted it on my page. Guys, yeah, be there, please.
Sigma, Godox, Steve Castings.
Just be
yeah.
there. Busang will be there.
And Busang will be there. Or Amy can't make it.
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's
Big
shooting.
Ben.
And Big Ben.
How? One day we'll be photographers.
I think yes.
Yeah.
Akunama comments.
Oh
yeah,
wait, no.
let's
Oh,
go to
how do
the
I?
comments.
Okay, wait. Okay, last comments. How do I view my comments? Okay, Ben Unugamadoda. That's okay. Yeah, I don't think there's much. Oh, Mzwanga, when we were talking about 500 camera bags, you were saying they fell off the truck. No, no, we got them at in Shoot You Studios.
Shoot You Studios.
Yeah, when we went there for the model day, the open day.
Yeah, the RMPD open day.
Yeah. I think we've addressed everything. But anyway,
Micro Four Thirds.
wait.
Yeah, the microphone threads. I wanted to ask.
Yeah, I saw a comment.
Was 64.
Oh, for video, the best bang for on my side is cheaper. Oh no.
Wait, didn't Okendi announce that he was retiring from photography? Didn't I see a post something
He
similar
said
to that?
but he said he will be still doing photography, but he will focus on videography.
Oh, so he's not doing.
Yeah,
it
so
was
it-
wedding photography, right? That he was retiring
yeah,
from.
yeah, wedding photography. That's wedding
Kendi,
photography.
if you would let us know why.
He's even selling his gear.
It's
so
very
yeah, so
interesting.
whatever.
It's very interesting because I've also retired from wedding videography. I only do it on request from
Is it
you know
video or photo?
photography. Sorry, photography. I only do it on request. If somebody knows, I don't actively advertise that because of my bad back.
Yeah, and when you get a chance,
Yeah,
to
I mean,
get
you gotta give us
There's your
space. You gotta
microphone
give us
Oh,
space, anyways, Nico.
Microphones are readily available as they're made by many manufacturers. I used to own a GH4, and the reason I think its cost or GH5 is expensive.
Yeah, okay,
So
so-
it means the cost of the Micro Four Thirty
Okay,
lenses,
yeah.
and they're small. And now I don't know why they're expensive, but I know in the States they say they are quite affordable.
Yeah.
So,
Well, shipping costs plus tax somebody. Yeah, I think we.
Kanye, we are making a blush. Hey, your work, Kanye. Hey,
Kanye ngafukusala.
hey. Nami ngiyeza kulesa studio.
Nami ngifuna
Tabang, regarding your 5D Mark III, at 5 more weddings, you will need a bed rest from DSL.
Who's there?
That was Kendi. Kendi. Yeah.
I've worked with Candy before. He knows how much I hustle,
How much are you
man.
selling your lights for?
No, he's not selling lights because he's still shooting videos.
He's got strobes. He's got a strobe.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Triopo
Triopo.
strobe,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's quite a nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah,
He will
it
still be shooting.
was also 600 watts, ne?
5.
It was 500.
Triopo 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a 500.
Okay.
watts, if I'm-
All right. I think we've covered everything that we wanted to talk about today, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
and,
It's, and then we
okay.
sing.
I don't have
ngiyanibala